If the characteristic equation is 1, 2, 3, 0, the eigenvalues are A 1, 2, 3, B 1, 2, 3, C 0, 1, 2, D 0, 2, 3. The correct answer is 1, 2, 3. Lag compensation permits a high gain at low frequencies. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. If the poles lie in second quadrant, damping ratio is A 1, B less than 1, C 0, D more than 1. The correct answer is less than 1. Integral control action. A removes offset. B may lead to oscillatory response. C both A and B. D neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A and B. If the closed loop pole will be located at S12 when K, A 4355, B 5760, C 9600, D 9862. The correct answer is 5760. The sensor generally used in incremental optical encoder is A LED, B LCD, C photodiode, D either A or B. The correct answer is photodiode. Robotic manipulator arms mostly use A hydraulic actuator, B pneumatic actuator, C electric motor actuator, D none of the above. The correct answer is electric motor actuator. For type 1 system, the velocity lag error is A inversely proportional to bandwidth of system, B directly proportional to gain constant, C inversely proportional to gain constant, D independent of gain constant. The correct answer is inversely proportional to gain constant. For as approaches infinity, the magnitude approaches 0 and phase angle approaches 90. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. Nyquist stability criterion uses open loop frequency response characteristics. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. In the given figure, the combinations of two non-touching loops is A1, B2, C3, D4. The correct answer is 2. For any test point S on the real axis, the sum of angular contributions of the complex conjugate poles is A90, B180, C270, D360. The correct answer is 360. For the system in the given figure, G varies slightly. The ratio of open loop sensitivity to closed loop sensitivity is A11GH, B11GH1, C11GH, D11GH1. The correct answer is 11GH1. The M circle for M1 is the A straight line at x 0.5, B critical point Lj, C circle with our 0.33, D circle with our 0.67. The correct answer is straight line at x 0.5. Which of the following can act as error detecting devices? A125, B2345, C1345, D1234. The correct answer is 125. The loop transfer function of a feedback system is the number of asymptotes of its root loci are A1, B2, C3, D4. The correct answer is 4. For 0M1, the centers of M circle lie to the right of origin. A true, B false, C, D. The correct answer is true. A conditionally stable system is stable for the value of gain between two critical values. It is unstable if a. The gain is increased beyond upper critical value. b. The gain is decreased below lower critical value. c. Both A and B. d. None of the above. The correct answer is both A and B. Transport lag usually exists in A. Thermal systems, B. Hydraulic systems and thermal systems, C. Pneumatic systems, D. Thermal, hydraulic and pneumatic systems. The correct answer is thermal, hydraulic and pneumatic systems. The constant magnitude of GS plane are A. A family of straight horizontal lines, B. A family of straight inclined lines with positive slope, C. A family of straight inclined lines with negative slope, D. A family of circles. The correct answer is a family of circles. For a closed loop system, the imaginary axis intercept of the root loci will be A. J2.8, B. J0.28, C. J1.14, D. J11.4. The correct answer is J2.8. Which of the following is correct? A. Speed-torque characteristics of permanent magnet DC servomotor is more flat than that of wound-field DC servomotor. B. Speed-torque characteristics of wound-field DC servomotor is more flat than that of permanent magnet DC servomotor. C. Speed-torque characteristics of wound-field and permanent magnet DC servomotor are equally flat. D. None of the above. The correct answer is speed-torque characteristics of permanent magnet DC servomotor is more flat than that of wound-field DC servomotor. A system is highly oscillatory if A. Gain margin is high, B. Gain margin is close to 1, C. Gain margin is close to 1 or phase margin is 0, D. Gain margin is high and phase margin is 180. The correct answer is gain margin is close to 1 or phase margin is 0. The effect of adding poles and zeros can be determined quickly by A. Nichols chart, B. Nyquist plot, C. Bode plot, D. Routh locus. The correct answer is Bode plot. In force current, analog mechanical mobility is analogous to A. Impedance Z, B. Admittance Y, C. Reactance X, D. Conductance G. The correct answer is impedance Z. If any term in the first column of a Routh array becomes 0, then A. Routh criterion cannot be used to determine stability. B. Routh criterion can be used by substituting a small positive number for 0 and completing the array. C. Routh criterion can be used by substituting a big positive number for 0 and completing the array. D. Routh criterion can be used by substituting a small negative number for 0 and completing the array. The correct answer is Routh criterion can be used by substituting a small positive number for 0 and completing the array. Which of the following features is not associated with Nichols chart? A. 0 dB 180 point on Nichols chart represent critical point 10. B. It is symmetric about 180. C. M loci are centered about 0 dB 180 point. D. The frequency at intersection of GJ locus and M3 dB locus gives bandwidth of closed loop system. The correct answer is the frequency at intersection of GJ locus and M3 dB locus gives bandwidth of closed loop system. The polar plot of A. does not cross real axis, B. crosses real axis once, C. crosses real axis 2 times, D. crosses real axis 4 times. The correct answer is does not cross real axis. Which of the following can be used as a rotating amplifier in a control system? A. 3 and 4, B1 and 2, C1, 2 and 3, D all. The correct answer is 1 and 2. A lead compensator. A speeds up the transient response. B increases the stability margin. C increases the stability margin and speeds up the transient response. D none of the above. The correct answer is increases the stability margin and speeds up the transient response.